Okay.
Welcome back to the least motivational podcast in the world.
Why'd you say that like a smooth jazz DJ?
Did I?
Kind of.
I didn't mean to do it like that. That was the tone I'm in. I guess I'm a jazz DJ
like
tonight.
a late night DJ.
I'm
Welcome back.
I'm feeling a little. I think because I'm partly like congested, so I'm a little bit jazzy. You know, like jazz, late night jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Not jazzy like Spearfinger jazz, but like a low key jazz. So I just got back from Miami. Mike was not invited, sadly.
Yeah, so here I am.
But I saw the Jake Paul and some other guy fight. Anison, I think his name is. Anison?
I don't know who it is.
You know who Jake Paul is, though?
I do, yeah.
When you know about all the YouTubers boxing and fighting and all that stuff.
Yes, just because I wasn't in Miami does not mean I was under a fucking rock the entire time. Yeah.
So obviously a lot of people know about this shit. What I guess my first question that I have for you, knowing your cynical point of view, what do you think about all these YouTubers boxing? And I'll give my take.
Yeah, no surprises here. It's not my thing. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give what I do, the props I do have for it first, which is like, you're making a shitload of money, business,
And that shit's not easy.
What, boxing?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there second.
Okay.
Because that's kind of like half pro and half con.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, I get it. Like they're making a shitload of money doing this. It's entertainment. It's big PR. Like I get that. Like I get from that side. That's a no brainer. I'm not like a huge fan of it. Like I get why it's done. I get where it's going, but I guess it comes back to like, I see a lot of, there's a lot of like starting drama, starting beef on the internet with people that just leads to people becoming somebodies when they weren't. Now, I'm saying this from like the lowest level to the highest level, like people just picking on bigger YouTubers to try to get their name out there. I'm sure you've experienced this where people are just starting beef with people, starting drama to get clout, to get their name out there. And that to me isn't fucking entertainment. Like that's not.
I feel like this is a whole nother topic though that we're getting into right now.
Yeah, but this kind of goes into it where it's like, it's, I guess, how did it start? It started with like YouTube beef, right? With Logan Paul and KSI. Yeah, so it started with YouTube
and then it
beef.
could trickle down into like obviously Jake want to fight as well.
So that's all born from that. Now I understand like it's different now. It's like a, I'm sure at some point like, oh, this is a smart business thing. Why not do it?
Yeah.
But to me, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I just don't have any interest in it. Like it just doesn't really do it for me. I'm not really subscribing to that kind of entertainment. That's not really my thing. Then when it comes to boxing, like, yeah, it's not easy. Like you got to train for it. You got to go in there. You got to fight. Like that's, a pretty serious thing. A lot of pressure, eyes on you and all this stuff. But on the same token, these guys are doing it at a level and at a pay level that professional fighters have been training for their whole lives to get to.
Yeah.
And now you got some guys who, are popular on the internet and they're like, oh, I want to be a boxer now. So it's just because they started this beef, they had this outlet. They're like, now they're the center of this thing. And I think from, if I were a fighter, I don't know if I'd be so cool with that.
But there's definitely pros and cons of both of this. Because like I've talked to people about the same thing. People like actually in the industry who are real boxers, mm-hmm. like who've been boxing, like you said, for a long time. Yeah. And it is actually giving more. There are more eyes on the sport now because of this kind of shit than there were prior.
Right.
And that's what they started to like try to leverage. I know after the first like KSI Logan fight, it was all YouTubers.
Yeah.
It was only YouTubers, and it was like YouTubers, all YouTubers on the card, just fighting random fucking like YouTubers fighting random people.
Right.
Other random YouTubers, excuse me. And then when they did the second fight, it was like professional boxing because DAZN, I guess, had taken over and was like, we want to try and leverage these YouTubers like eyes and views to get people to get more interested in boxing. And I think it did start to actually help and it started to actually work for them. Obviously, they make a shit ton of money regardless, but it has brought more like just people being interested in boxing because boxing became a lot less popular as UFC became a lot more popular.
Right.
So there's definitely this like, of course, real fighters be like, well, fuck, I don't get paychecks like that. It's like, yeah, well, you're probably not driving as many views as like these kids, regardless of their actual ability to fight. they're obviously not real boxers, but they're getting more people to watch boxing.
Yeah.
And I think there is a benefit in that for sure.
I can see that, but I think like I know how I would feel if I were a boxer who devoted my whole life to this craft, and now I'm kind of like, because somebody else is just more popular in a totally different medium, like now they're the stars in it. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be a little salty. I'd be like, no, like I've devoted my life to actually being good.
I don't know if they're stars though. So for example, in this boxing, I don't know if you didn't know, but in this match, Jake versus the other guy.
Yeah.
There was the main card was actually 2 real boxers.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Like
they weren't the main card.
They weren't the main.
They
card.
weren't the main card.
Okay.
They were like
But
the
like,
last fight before the main card.
Let's say you were like somewhere in between there. Like you were, good enough to like have a shot, but not big prize money. Like let's put yourself in that situation where like you have been training your whole life as a boxer, and you devoted a lot to this, and you consider it, your craft, your sport, like the one thing you commit your life to, and you're kind of now playing second fiddle to people who just kind of, I guess, would be tourists in this sport. Like maybe they go on to be fucking fighters. I don't know, but like right now, they're very amateur. And would you, as someone who was, devoted their life to being a boxer, how would you feel about that? You can be like, yeah, there's more eyes on it, but they're not. Are you going to be like? How would you really feel about it?
Oh, I mean, I can answer this question really easily. I think it's great, and I'll tell you why. Because if I was a boxer, there's obviously going to be the part of me that's upset about it is my ego.
Yeah.
That I'm not more popular enough. I'm not sought after enough as a boxer. Let's say I was a boxer my whole life. There's no fast track to like, you're the guy. Like I have to win the fights. I have to do the fights. I have to be a better boxer.
Well, there is a fast track, being a YouTuber.
No, but this is what I'm saying. You're talking about me being a boxer.
Yeah.
As a boxer, obviously I'm not a boxer and I can't speak from a boxer's perspective, but I can say that if I'm a boxer and some other guys come in, they're more popular, Jake Paul, whoever these other people, and they're fighting, and they're not boxers. They're just fucking YouTubers who like started boxing for fun and for clout and for money and for whatever. And then maybe they got kind of good. As a boxer, if I was mad about that, it's like I chose a different path. I can't argue. Like I could be like, my ego could be hurt that I'm not getting as many views, but like I still, as a boxer, would need to prove myself to be a better boxer to get as many views. Or the biggest thing I think that starts to happen here is like there are people and boxers who are probably fucking phenomenal at boxing and maybe don't get as much clout because they're maybe not as popular now on social media. So there's like this whole social media thing that like you throw in their whole social media so they get a lot more views because they're literally driving more people who want to watch them fight because they have more people who already are engaging with them all over social. So of course they want to see like some kid that they fucking watch make YouTube videos for fucking 5 years fight. That's easy. But as a boxer, I can't expect, I don't know, how come I'm not the more popular guy? It's like, because you're not. I'm not, this is not to like, and as a boxer, if that was me, I'd have to be like, that's my reality. It doesn't mean I can't get there. It means I would have to kind of like continue to win and not lose. Obviously in the sport of boxing, that's how you become you're considered a better boxer. I'm fucking assuming, me again, not being a boxer. But at the same time, for me to be mad about these kids coming in and bring more eyes to a sport, I think would be kind of silly. Because what are you going to like, they're in here and boxing? Like, fuck those guys because I'm not as popular. But I'm a boxer, right?
Well, I think like it's not about like I'm not as popular. It's sort of because I can see it from both sides where it's like, yeah, they're bringing eyes to it. And maybe you're the undercard in that fight and you got eyes on you now that you didn't have before. Like I can see it from that standpoint. But I can also see it from the standpoint of like, maybe you have pride in the craft of boxing. You have pride in the sport of boxing. And then you see people come in who are completely newcomers to it and kind of they didn't earn that. They didn't earn that spot. And I could see that as like, that's maybe an ego thing. But it also might be pride in your sport and what you've done.
Pride is ego. That's all ego, though.
But yeah, okay, that's fine. But I think you might have some of that. Like I think you
for sure.
Yeah. So it's like I think that I think there's something to the fact where you can be like, I think it's okay to for someone to feel that and be like, they didn't necessarily earn that. They didn't walk the fucking fire to get to this point that they have their whole lives. And to be, I think you can be
that
salty.
goes both ways though.
Yeah, but I think you can be salty about that without being like, oh, you're just being salty because they're more popular. It's like.
That goes both ways though.
In what way?
That like, okay, let's say this boxer was a boxer his whole life, also used social media and became really fucking popular. Guarantee he would get a lot more fucking views and he'd get more everything. If they did both. What's happening is like you're talking about this like level of, I don't know, views or people watching or engagement or like getting a certain spot in a fight card, but it's like they just came from a different way at it. Not that it means like they're better at all. It's not about that. It's just about they literally just have more people wanting to watch them because they've done other stupid shit and now they're in a boxing thing. Now, if you're talking about making like a mockery of the sport, I think that would be different if they just went in there, and that's what some people might think, that it's like these kids don't know how to actually box. But at the same time, as a boxer, in the beginning of boxing, you know that you probably didn't know how to box as well. That's what these kids are. They're just popular YouTubers who started getting into boxing.
But the difference is when they're boxers that didn't know how to box, they learned and fought their way to the point where they're at now versus someone who just jumped straight to the top. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there might be some people who would feel that, who would be like, yeah, like you kind of, they found another way to get there that has nothing necessarily to do with boxing or skill of boxing. It's like they jumped to the top of the sport, basically, sort of skipping the line when it comes to, you know, what the training and the stuff you had to go through to become elite, to be in that position.
To win fights.
Yeah.
Right.
To even have the fucking opportunity.
But if you're a boxer, then it's like you chose that. That's the thing is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
if you're a YouTuber, you chose that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you chose to be a boxer and do your, and you know, hone your craft doing that. And then, you know, someone comes in who does none of that, isn't a boxer, didn't commit their life to that, doesn't know, you know, the craft the way you did, and just jump straight to the top. I think it would be perfectly reasonable for a boxer who's done that to be like, you know, to not be super happy about that. Maybe they can feel both things. Like, I get it, they're bringing eyes to the sport. That's cool. Let them do them. You know, make their money. But at the same time, yeah, like I'm not too happy about the fact that it's like they can just jump right to the top of the sport when they haven't.
But it's not even really the top though. It's just getting more. It is getting more views.
But it's to a point where if you got that based on your boxing skill alone, to have that level of a fight and that level of pay.
But that level of fight and that level of pay is literally just based off of how many people are viewing the fight. So it doesn't make, I see what you're saying, but it also doesn't make sense at the same time. So it's like, okay, imagine no boxing.
Right.
Let's call it street fighting.
Yeah.
2 YouTubers are going to go street fight.
Okay.
You'd have a bunch of fucking people who are going to want to watch them fight in the backyard. Doesn't matter where it is. They're going to go to watch it because they want to watch 2 people that they're engaged with fighting.
All I'm saying is, like, at some point it's going to feel like to somebody the skill is taking a back seat to the spectacle.
It's 100% taking a back seat.
Yeah, and so I think as a boxer, I'd be like, that kind of fucking sucks. If like the skill no longer now is like really as important as it was, the skill of the sport that you love, that you take pride in doing skillfully, has now taken a back seat to the spectacle just because it gets more views.
Then it's 100% about ego then. Because it's like you talk about a boxer, then wouldn't you think a boxer who's like, this is what like I do with my life, would take enough pride in that it shouldn't matter that some fucking YouTuber's getting more views because I'm actually a boxer and I actually live this life?
I think you could feel both.
I don't know.
I think you can.
I'm sure at some point you could feel, I mean, I'm not a fucking boxer. You can feel whatever you want to fucking feel. I just think like, fuck it. I mean, maybe try and use more social media if you're a boxer and you feel that way. I feel like that's really the only thing you can learn from this shit. Because that's all these kids did. If you learn maybe how to learn how to use some more social media bullshit, and then maybe you can get more, I don't even know what they call it, better placement in cards in boxing. I don't know. I think it's good for it because it's like it wasn't as popular. Now it's more popular.
Well, we'll see.
So anyways, I just think like, I don't know. It's fun watching these YouTubers beat each other up. It's fucking fun. I mean, that's why people watch it though.
I get that. Like, I'm not taking away the things that like I get about it. I'm just saying, like, I can see it from the other side where, you know, you're looking at something and you're being like, you know, are people thinking that maybe this is making a mockery of their sport? Like, that might be an extreme way of putting it, but I think the best way I could describe it is being like, you know, skill taking a backseat to spectacle and being like, you know, what's the point of doing this if you know?
I think when they had headgear on, it was more of a mockery. It seems like because it's a super amateurish fight,
right?
That was getting fucking professional level views, if you want to call it that at all.
Like
but when they're both agreeing to like, yo, we're gonna put on the size gloves, we're not gonna have headgear on, we're gonna fucking swing at each other's heads.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're not good boxers, but how much of a mockery is it? They're just not good at boxing, but they're still going to fucking hit each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they're just not as good. They're probably not as good as 99% of real boxers.
But like, what if this happened though? Like, it got more popular, but people didn't give a fuck anymore about like skillful boxing. They just wanted to see, you know, amateurs wail on each other. What if that was the reality that came from this? And you're thinking, oh, like, more eyes in the sport, but people are like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see a couple of amateurs wail on each other and have a street fight. What if that happened? Then would you feel like, fuck, like this is
that's when it would get interesting. But I don't know if that would ever really happen because like
I don't know if it would either, but I don't know if it wouldn't. Just considering, like I said, where boxing is at, not as popular as it used to be. UFC more popular, this kind of stuff. Like more people watching it. Maybe like there's more eyes on boxing, but they're like, hey, I just want to see these guys who I watch on YouTube fight each other in an amateur way. Like, maybe that.
When I think of all this, I just think of fucking Ryan Garcia and how he's gotten so fucking successful. Obviously, a good boxer, hasn't lost. Gets good fights or whatever the fuck he does to fucking continue to win and get better. But I think of him because he heavily uses social media,
right? And
he's getting like obviously amazing placements with other fucking amazing fighters that maybe other fighters wouldn't in his position. Or I mean, I don't know but he has both,
right?
And I guess what I'm saying, like if you're a fighter, you want to be a fighter. Like it's hard because obviously like being a fighter takes a fuck ton of effort. Like really being a real fighter,
right? And
then using social media, same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Try and do a little bit of both. Like that kid kills it as far as social media, and like obviously he's killing it in boxing as well, and it's put him at like a level that's like fucking up there, because of his ability to be able to use both,
right?
Maybe it's like everything else. It seems like if you talk about social media, because that's what this is coming from. This is stemming from social media. In every kind of job industry now, it started like it's affecting that. Like you talk about being an actor. Right. They ask like, well, how many followers you have on social? So like, maybe I was an actor and I spent my whole life acting, but now they're just picking social media people because they got followers. It's kind of like understanding that this is the world is changing out from all perspectives.
And I think on my take on that is like, I understand that, and I play the game and I get it, but I think that to me, views do not always equate to quality.
But that's
but like that's
a fact.
But that's a system we're sort of running on. That's sort of the thing we're running on, where it's like that's the currency we're using, where it's like, what's up?
Go.
What's up?
I just have someone out there. I'll make sure he doesn't leave.
Okay. That's the currency we're running on right now, where it's like, how many followers, how many views? All right, you're probably the best suited for this. And sure, you can look at it and be like, oh, I'm salty because I don't have that many fucking followers. But you could look at it and be like, there's always like different trends, and there's going to be like a correction with things, where it's like before it was all, no one gave a fuck how many followers you had, because they're just like, oh, you're not traditional media, you're not good enough. And so people looked at it from there being like, you can't translate, we don't care, like you're not elevated enough to be on television, to be on this level of this thing. Now it's kind of like swinging the other direction, where it's like views, followers. Doesn't really matter what the content is in there. So you just see a bunch of views, you're like, this is great shit. And to me, like, I as somebody who has like devoted my life to a certain craft and take pride in that. And I'm not saying like part of it's ego, but part of it's like, no, this is something I am prideful in. This is something I'm passionate about, where it's like writing comedy, making entertainment. I do see some things I'm like, this is actual fucking garbage. And I'm not assigning this to like, I'm not saying this is about these guys in particular. I'm saying like the internet as a whole. Like I see some shit, I'm like, this is actual fucking garbage. It's got millions of views, and you're just like, okay. And like what, this is now the thing we're running off, which is like, it's got millions of views. It must be better than this. And you got to sit back and be like, how do you like reconcile that?
So I don't even know if it's reconciling. I feel like it's just figuring out like a different way, evolving with it somehow. There's no way. Like that's the thing. I mean, there's tons of content that gets a bunch of views, but it's like, okay, figure something else out then. Because it's at this. What I'm trying to say is looking at something else that someone else is doing and being like, oh, that's what it is now. This sucks, and then it's not going to put you in a better position.
No, absolutely not. But I'm not looking at individuals. I'm looking at like the whole of like how it's. I guess the culture, the society of it, the what have you, the environment of entertainment, and where the values are placed, or like where entertainment is coming from and how it's made. I mean, like using YouTube as an example, where they're like certain types of content no longer exist on YouTube because it's forced certain things out because of the algorithm, because of this, and now it's like we get this type of content, and it's not necessarily that one may be better than the other. In some cases, it's just sometimes is, but it's becoming what's just more available to us, and you're just kind of like, yeah, this is the most seen thing. This is what gets up there.
Yeah.
And other things kind of fall into the background you know, maybe because of the algorithm, maybe just because, you know, it gets discounted if someone's like, how many followers do you have? And it just doesn't get looked at for what it is versus, you know, skill versus spectacle.
I think it's still then just that's a thing that's like you can't necessarily one person change that. It's like it's a whole thing that everyone is adding to. So it's like I think all you can really do is continue to do what like you believe in. That's because I mean there's no other choice.
For sure.
Like it may not work, but then who knows? Maybe you keep doing it, and then maybe that's the popular thing.
Yeah.
But that's so hard to talk about. That's like the theory of like get everyone into the room to leave the class because like the teacher's gone and we won't have to take this test if we leave. But like you got the 15 people who are like, oh no, I don't want to get in trouble. It's like no one would get in trouble if we all just left, but it's never gonna happen.
Right.
It's kind of like, yo, if we all stop making that shitty content, or if we all stop paying taxes,
if we all stop watching it,
if we all stop paying taxes, what are they gonna do? Fucking put us all in jail?
Yeah.
No, they're not. But no one. That's the thing. It's like it's never gonna happen because you're gonna have people like, no, I'm too afraid.
Yeah.
I'm too afraid. I can't do it. But imagine that if every American was like, I'm not paying taxes anymore. Shit, the FBI's coming. I'm not paying taxes anymore. What are they going to do? Be like, no, like if every cop, every military person, every single person who had any sort of authority was like, nah, we're good. What are they going to do?
They're going to shut down the government. They're going to shut down the things that you pay taxes for.
It's already shut down because we're not paying for shit.
Right.
And then let's make a deal. If we were like, some person's like, let's make a real deal. We'll give you 10%. How about that?
Yeah.
Right? That shit would never happen. That's the same kind of concept. It's like, because we're not in control of like the whole movement of it. We can just control our little piece of it.
Right.
And it's like, you just got to keep doing that. That's why I was talking about the boxing thing. I'm like, that'd be silly for a boxer to be so mad about that. It's like, well, you chose being a boxer and kill it. Keep doing it. Like maybe see what they've done and try and adapt some of their little maybe film your boxing sessions, vlog your shit, do some more YouTube shit. Like you probably get more popular because like people are searching more of this shit and looking at it. And you can leverage this. You got to learn how to leverage it instead of be like, no, fuck that guy. He's a bitch ass YouTuber who's boxing. He's getting more views than me. He's getting paid more.
Right.
It's
well,
like
the difference. I didn't say that you should just fold up and stop. I'm saying the thing is like I think it's perfectly human to feel frustration.
Of course.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying. Like the other side of it is like, okay,
like
that's how I feel.
You got to do it. But like,
now, like let's figure some shit out.
Yeah. Like you have to evolve with everything you do. But I think it's perfectly okay to be like, you know, if a fighter was like, yeah, I'm not too crazy about this, like, and to be like, oh, you're just pissed because they're more popular. It's like, that's pretty reductive of you know, what this person has gone through and is doing. Like, maybe some people are just fucking salty about it. But I think it's like, you know, you have to allow for that, you know, reasonable emotion of something like that. Because it fucking matters to you. If you spent your whole life doing it, fucking matters to you. And like I said, from personal experience, that does matter to me, where it's like, yeah, I do get frustrated when I see like certain things. I'm like, this is what's considered fucking comedy these days. Like this is what it gets fucking popular. And I'm like, I haven't stopped doing what I'm doing. I haven't, you know, I'm still finding ways to grow and figure shit out. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm like, I have my feelings about this shit. But it's also those feelings about it that keeps me fucking honest and stick to my principles. Because I got principles that I'm like, I've got a level of things I won't do for a certain level of success. Like it's like I will do everything in my power to achieve the level of success I want while sticking to my fucking guns and what I believe in.
Yeah.
So it's like it's that thing. But at the same time, I can be like, I can relate to that, be like, yeah, it gets frustrating. And you can be like, yeah, it's just your fucking ego. And it's like, maybe you're just not happy with the way things are, and like you're doing what you can to, you know, stick to your shit, and you're just like,
but that's the thing. That's all you can fucking do.
Yeah.
Like there's no fucking way around it.
Yeah, I didn't say you should quit boxing.
No, for sure.
But like you better, you know, social media, whatever. But hopefully this shit, you know, all ships rise with the tide, and they get better.
I think it does.
Yeah. Man. Worst case scenario though, it's like they don't want to fucking watch real boxing anymore.
And
like,
that's the worst case. And they just want to see fucking YouTubers beat each other up.
Yeah, that's like worst case scenario. And then you're like, oh,
let's watch some YouTubers beat each other up.
Let's do that.
Let's watch this. This is the Gib fight, because his first name is, I don't know, who cares, and Jake Paul.
Out in Easton Gib in his amateur fights we have seen has an incredibly unorthodox
first round, right?
I didn't watch any of this.
Yeah, it's first round.
Not trained as a professional boxer.
Yeah, it's right here.
And you could see
that kid is fucking trash. Look at his fucking stance.
To Paul.
He's putting the pressure on from the first second. I knew he would.
That's the way to do it. Go out there and let them know that you're here to fight and you're not afraid.
He seems like he has some head movement with it as well.
Crouching in a very unorthodox fashion.
Looked like that was an early head, but watch the heads.
Jake Paul training at Big Bear, isolated with Shane Mosley.
Look at this kid. He's talking so much shit too.
In LA was a bit distracted in his training for KSI.
Good jab from Jake. That's what he needs to do. If he wants to take control of the fight, he needs to start with the jabs.
As in any fight, but especially with debuters, whoever lands the first clean, hard shot, that's the guy that tends to take control of the fight.
Okay.
Early.
Yes, you got to respect. You got to respect.
Gibb nearly losing his footing there. I mean, you can just see how incredibly unique the style is from Gibb. Crouching
Unique.
wildly.
Incredibly unique.
It's one way to describe it.
Incredibly unique.
It's going to be an
He's like, oh fuck, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have done this, but I'm getting views. Fuck it. Oh god. Okay. Let's try this again.
We'll see
Okay.
if Paul can end this quickly. Remember, this is about revenge. for
Jake actually looks
Paul.
really good in this fight, man.
Back to the jab.
Maybe because he's fighting a scrub, or he actually
He
got
wants
better.
a shot at KSI. He only gets it if he takes care of Gibb.
Neither of them
That's
are really
another
just protecting
knockdown.
their head at all. They're just kind of catching
But
foot every
Ethan
round.
Gibb having all kinds of trouble staying on his
Damn.
feet.
I'm excited to see fucking KSI and Jake Paul fight now. Because I think it's going to be like a real,
Devin,
actual
how does
good
Paul
fight.
finish him here?
Go back to the
At
jab.
some
Stay
point, you
relaxed.
gotta
Don't try to
imagine
rush it.
Yeah, I mean, Jake's
It was a good jab.
definitely
He needs
gotten
to stay on
better.
the jab. He's
Fuck.
hurting him with just the jab.
Yeah,
Never
it really
mind that.
is. That jab is backing
It's like he's
up
this.
an Ethan
Dude,
Gibb.
he's getting fucked up.
Once you start finding
He's
out
just
with the jab,
swinging
the
it.
combinations will follow right after.
Jake is staying very calm. He knows exactly what he wants to do
tired.
in there. He's working behind the jab.
Big right hand. and lands.
Completely. Oh my god.
Gibb is hurt.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
getting
down
fucking
again.
rocked now.
That
was it. Yeah.
Jake Paul with a first round
That was it.
destruction of an Ethan Gibb.
Well,
Definitely made a statement with that performance.
that was.
I guess real boxing is safe for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they can't even go enough rounds.
Yeah.
Well, also too, this is like, remember that I think they stopped them at 6 rounds.
Yeah.
The time of the rounds are lower.
Yeah.
It's not like full out rounds. But I was there. I saw this, and I remember thinking at first, I was like, "Wait, why'd they stop it? Why didn't they just let him knock him out?" I guess in boxing, someone if they like fall down 3 times, like
Yeah.
where they fumble 3 times,
Yeah.
they're not fit to continue to fight.
Right. He was like, Rev was like, nah.
Well, that I mean, look, after that, do you agree like that kid shouldn't have been in the boxing ring?
Yeah.
But Jake doesn't look terrible.
No.
But is it because the other guy's so bad? I don't know. But then again, nah, I think the other kid was just fucking terrible.
He was bad.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You're like, I guess boxing's still safer now. No, but like,
Yeah.
imagine you get enough of these. Like, imagine Jake fought like 3 more people. Right.
Right.
He's probably a good boxer
Like, I mean, at some point,
because
it's like
he will have boxed for like three or 4 years at that point.
yeah.
Which is like, I mean, I'm not saying you're a professional boxer, but I think that's good enough
Like,
time to
if
get
he
good at something.
becomes a really good boxer off this, then good on him.
It'd be fucking amazing.
You know? But if it was like, I don't know, if like he just continued to box, like do this, but like never really got that good and was just kind of like treated like
He got better for sure.
yeah.
I already
But I'm
see
saying
it.
like, all right, let's say he stays in like this, like sort of like, you know, he's kind of a YouTube fighter and he's like, okay, but you know, he's getting top fighter money and he's just doing all these top, and you're just like,
Well, because he's getting top fighter fucking views. There's no denying like
I
how many
know,
people you get.
I know.
Because if they're doing it based off of like, they're getting paid based off of how many people they get to go and fucking sign up for the fight. It's like you can't deny that. That's the thing. Yeah, you could talk shit about YouTubers
but then it's
and all
like,
this,
yeah,
but
I guess then, I
you
guess
got
then
people
you-
who bought the
yeah.
fight. It's like that's part of their money. They sold it.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know.
But then I guess it's like, it's that the point is, you know, from, I guess, removing it from the fighter standpoint, maybe like a boxing fan standpoint, you're like, it's kind of, it's no longer, if that were the case, then it's no longer about the boxing. It's about
spectacle.
It's about the spectacle, about the views. Yeah.
That's kind of what boxing is about. It's about the spectacle.
Yeah, but
that's why people like,
because of like good fighting. You know, like yeah, there's always it's had to be like a good, you know, like Muhammad Ali, like a great showman. You know, good fights, like great promotion, but phenomenal fucking fighters. And It's
Yeah.
like that's why I said boxing is safe. It's like because like I can see why people would watch this. I can see the entertainment value, but it's like hey, if I wanted to watch like real fucking boxing for the things that like boxing brought, like fighting sports, you know, that's not right now at this stage gonna provide that. So you're like, cool, that's good. Now I want to watch like a real fight for the things that are real fight.
yeah, I
fights.
mean, to be honest, like the fight I really want to watch is Tyson and Fury.
Yeah.
They're real fucking heavyweight boxers.
Yeah.
Which is when is that date? That's like next week, right? I think so. Oh, bro, that fight's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, like so. The benefit is we're thinking, you know, more attention. People that are like maybe more interested in real boxing now.
Yeah,
that's like that. That's great. You know, that's good stuff. Which is like again the thing with YouTube. It's like more people.
Nadine, can you open the door?
Yeah. Which door?
This door right here.
Door number one.
Just this door here.
The only door.
Go ahead though.
Yeah. Same thing with YouTube. You know, you could be like, because there are bigger accounts and more people and more reach, even though you maybe not, you don't like or agree with the content that gets popular, because of the reach, people are looking at it more seriously. So maybe other people get a chance that don't. So there's two sides to it. You know, you like, maybe
would you do it?
Would I do it?
Would you box?
No. No, like just because like the way I like to do things is like I want to do things I'm good at. Like,
yeah.
What
if you train for like a year?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Because like right now, if it was just like start some beef, go get in a boxing match, I'd be like, it's kind of not really like, that's kind of against my principles of like the things I would do. Like,
obviously, but like, what if it was like train for boxing for a year and then like find, not even necessarily start beef, find someone to box?
Oh, just like start fighting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
Like, because I always like fighting. I always like boxing. I'd like, you know, train just for fun of it. But like,
right.
If it was like, you know, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to fight this YouTuber? I mean, like, there'd be a big paycheck, and I'd be like, I'd still probably just be like, nah, like, it's just, that's not the path.
Even if you trained? Because I want to do this shit.
Yeah, I just don't. I just
fuck someone up.
I just don't think I would. It's just not like, it's just not. I mean, because the reason I did all this shit is because to do the things that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I get it would probably be cool. It might be a great fucking opportunity that opens other doors for me. I'd have to seriously think about it, but my gut just says like, nah, like that's not really what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Boxing's fun.
That's what I'm saying.
I can see why you get like
training for a year and you're like, maybe fuck it.
Yeah, I can see why you'd be like, all right, fuck it, I'm ready for this.
Yeah. Not that you'd be a professional, but you'd fucking try, because it's fucking fun, dude.
Yeah,
it's legit fun.
I get it. Like I said, I get it. You see it, like, you know, you training, you're into it, and someone's like, hey, you want to make $1 million fucking to wail on somebody? I'd be like, suddenly you'd think twice. But I don't know. Like when it came down to it, like, you know, there's a lot that goes with it. It isn't just, you know.
What about $2 million?
Sold.
Sign me up.
It's twice as good now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're like, yep.
Yeah. Like, no question about it.
Yeah, 100%.
I was waiting.
Fuck everything else I was there.
Offer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's so funny because the number. If I said 10 million, you would say yes. Heartbeat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even think about anything else you just said.
Fuck it. Yeah.
I would just do it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there is a number to it, but honestly, like I do think about it, and I'm like, I see all the benefits, but I see all the things that I don't want to do it for, and I'd be like, is there really a price tag I can put on that? Where I'm like, no, just keep
10 million.
And it's 10 million. But
just in case you guys are wondering,
it's 10 million. But it's like. None of that shit was why I got into it.
Yeah, no, I get it,
Yeah.
but it's just so interesting, like how it's like becoming it's just like becoming a real thing that people are like.
It's like, remember that show?
Like I guarantee there's YouTubers right now who are training boxing because they want to fight
just in
another,
case something pops
just in
up.
case.
But I see that as like a fucking negative thing, because now people are just gonna start beef with somebody to get popular and I'm like, that's the shit I don't like. That's the shit I'm not like. This isn't to me.
Yeah,
like,
definitely live
worthy
that life.
of that. You know what I mean? It's like, they're gonna look for this shit, and I'm like, this is where the fall off comes. Like I trust me, man. I'm seeing it from both sides. Like $10 million.
Hey.
So Brad, would you box?
Brad would
I want to
free.
For free. I want to fucking do MMA, to be honest.
Or say if they offered you MMA.
Would I do MMA?
Yeah, but then it's in a cage at a gym. They're not filming it. You could film it for your own YouTube, but it's not on a stage like this. Would you still do it?
Yeah, it depends who I'm fighting. Yeah, depends how much too. For sure.
No pay. I mean, it's just for you to fight because you
depends,
like it.
Depends who I'm fighting. Yeah, it's got to be someone I really don't like.
That's
why when they were like fighting Vitali, I was like, I don't really not like Vitali. Like,
right.
He was my fucking homie.
You
and
have to actually hate the person.
had to punch him. Yeah, because I'd have to like, if I'm gonna if I'm gonna put my body in that position, I have to really be willing to like hurt. As weird as that might sound, I have to be really willing to hurt someone because I'm putting myself in a position to be really hurt.
Because you believe in it.
No, literally, like, because everyone's like, fight Vitelli. I'm like, I don't really necessarily dislike this guy. He pushed my neck, so I fucking checked him.
Yeah.
But do I really hate the guy? I don't really hate the guy.
Right.
So it's like, for me to do it, to put like myself on the line. Like, if you talk about boxing,
$10 million.
Yes. Of course.
Why is that the number though?
I mean, it's a lot of fucking money where you're just like, fuck
it's a number
it.
where it's like,
Because then, like, it's easy to be like, yo, I got paid $10 million, bro.
yeah, and it's
like, fuck what you think right now.
Yeah.
I just gotta check. Like, I don't know what you feel
to
about.
Me, it's like after 10 million.
Ask anyone
yeah.
that in the fucking comments. Would you do it for 10 million?
Of
You're gonna
course.
say fucking
people would do
yes.
it for like, less. Like people would be like, you're crazy for not wanting to do that for $1 million for me.
Right.
Like
for sure.
And like I honestly, I think about it, but like to me, that amount of money is like, that's not gonna buy me the things I want out of it. Like it's a lot of money and it's not something to piss away. Like, oh, you should, it's for this. But I'm like, to me, that's like,
But 10 though.
10 is like, you take 10 million, you're like, now I can do whatever the fuck I can.
For the rest
I can
of my life,
commit
you can invest
I
it
commit
right.
my life to making the entertainment I want to make.
Yeah.
I can
It's
fund
fucked
my
how-
own shit.
It's fucked how $1 million used to be so much
know.
more.
Yeah.
Now that number's like 10. If you had
Yeah.
10 and someone just gave you 10, you can your whole life could be set if you know how to use that money.
Because like with 10 million, I could be like, all right, I did something that I really didn't fully want to do or believe in.
Yeah.
So I can now take that 10 million and make the shit I want to fucking make and live the life I want to live. Like $1 million, I can kind of invest it here, do that, but that's more like that'll keep you moving.
Yeah,
that's like,
for sure.
oh, I'm wealthy for a bit now,
For
money,
sure.
and I'm like, cool. I could also use that, whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like for me, like I'm not gonna give up on the things that got me here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to go back to that initial thing, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, somebody's doing this, like I'm pissed about it. Like I'm gonna stick to my guns and like what I want to do and get there how I want to
and
get
then
there.
that's just about purpose and being fulfilled.
Yeah.
In what you're doing.
Exactly.
I totally understand
Yeah.
that. But yeah, 10 million. Because then I can keep doing the purposeful shit.
Exactly.
Much more easily, much more seamlessly.
Yeah.
But yeah, would I fight someone like in a MMA thing? I would absolutely. I just need to like really not like the person.
Yeah.
Because like I said, if I'm put myself, my body in that position to like be really physically hurt, I have to be willing to really physically hurt somebody.
So the
and not
payout-
like I want to hurt you because I want to win. Like I want to hurt you because like it's you versus me and my body's here and I don't want to get hurt.
So your payout is either $10 million
Or someone I really fucking
or
don't
revenge.
like. Or revenge.
Free,
Exactly.
free but real revenge.
Real revenge.
$10 million.
Yep. Two things.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of dark.
Damn.
There's like two people out there.
$10 million revenge.
Yeah. 10. That's a fucking.
It's like,
Woo!
he
$10
gets
million
paid
revenge.
$10 million. You do it for free. You're like, wow, he must really fucking hate this guy.
He hates that guy.
That would be fucking.
Good luck
frightening.
collecting that 10
That'd be
million after
fucking frightening.
after I'm there though.
Yeah.
Had of a 10 million to pay all his fucking hospital
Jesus
bills.
Christ.
Yeah. Anyways, that was like a dark way to end the part. Are we ended?
$10 million revenge. How much do they get paid for this? How much?
7 figures plus.
Makes you think
He
twice.
probably
man.
got extra
Yeah.
because he won. Yep. But I mean, they make a bunch of money doing a bunch of other shit too. It's like, but yeah, this is for them is they make a bunch of money doing other shit while they're making money to do this because like the content and all the shit around it that surrounds it.
There's
It's like
so much comes off of that.
yeah,
It's like I said,
It's nutty,
like I
man.
started off being like, I do not deny the fucking business move and like the money you make from it and the promotion and like the eyes you get on you. Like that's fucking crazy.
yeah.
I would lose in the first round immediately if I let up. Like if I was fighting Jake Paul and he made me famous for fighting him, I would do it and lose the first round. Like if I
Would
lost
you?
the first round, yeah, I wouldn't be like
I
super
wouldn't.
sad. Not knowing
not
it.
throw it. He's not saying throw it. Like
That's what he's saying.
No,
No.
he's saying like he'd be fine with that if that was the outcome, right? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
because now this kid is way more famous than he was.
Way more.
yeah,
And he made up made a shit ton of money, and he might not like ever box again or do anything like that, but like he has grown a fan base of people, especially that don't like Jake, or now riding with him that didn't know him before, or whatever it may be.
See, you breaking it down like that, like my gut reaction to that is like, no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Like I'm going, no, none of that stuff is really fulfilling to me. Like it's a short term kind of. You look at it and you go, yeah, I gotta do it. But then I look, and I'm like, nah, like that's not. It doesn't fulfill me. That doesn't satisfy the purpose. Like I'd be like, nah, I didn't do what I set out to do.
Yeah. My biggest thing with it is like
But for $10
But
million.
for $10 million,
Yes, sir.
everybody's got a price.
Hey, that's the price.
the thing was at the
What
at the
about
fight,
5?
At the fight was like nobody was watching it. Like
What?
nobody, like the other fighters, all the other fights, nobody really give a shit for
The other fights.
the other fights. And then
Yeah.
when Jake Paul came, everyone blew up, and that's obviously the people that came to that fight specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's also the people that bought the tickets that would have never bought, or the pay-per-view or whatever the zone is on.
Yeah,
to
that's
watch
the thing
it.
I was talking about earlier. Is like you have this fall off of like a bunch of people who they bought tickets to watch Jake fight.
Right.
No one else really, but there were other fighters there,
And maybe they
saw-
stick to it, you know?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they get into boxing.
I think we're in an interesting space when it comes to entertainment.
Super
like,
fucking
Like I
weird.
said, when I started, people didn't take any of this fucking seriously. You know, now you got all the traditional people like trying to get into the digital world, and then you have the content swinging up and down and back and forth, and it hasn't quite settled yet. You know, there hasn't been that perfect blend of like, you know, how does this
Do you think
content,
there will be?
I think eventually it always, it's literally just a pendulum right now, man. It's like it's swung all the way over to digital, like super far, and we're like, this is where it's all at. And then you have, you know, Netflix and Amazon and all this stuff where they're still creating amazing content, but we've yet to see really that crossover of the digital people make the stuff that people consider next level, you know, movie Hollywood type content. But at some point, there's going to be that they're going to find that value in there. Just right now, it's just like they're so far away, but they're kind of the same thing. You know, it's both digital, it's streaming entertainment.
Fuck.
And I think like people are trying to, how do we cash in on that in a bigger way, but finding quality in there?
Tom Mazzetti versus Bradley Martin. That's how we do it.
That's it, man. Fucking $10 million.
$10 million.
Let's go. I'll do that for free. Revenge.
You were the one.
Revenge. Yeah. That would be
Could you
hilarious.
imagine?
I was like, I'll do that
No,
for $10 million. You're like, I'll do it for free. This whole time.
The one guy.
The one guy I wanted to do it for free.
Shit, that's hilarious.
That would be, yeah.
It's not you though, by the way. Someone else.
It'd be Dom.
It'd be funny.
Dom would,
If it was Dom, it would be hilarious.
yeah,
Though.
that would be funny.
Like I'm not fucking small.
Because then, like, you
reading
know,
all the comments over the years.
because that would, like,
Just a compilation of
yeah,
me reading comments.
That's it.
Motherfucker.
All of our, like, pressings would me just be pulling out lists of comments, and all my comments and shit be like, Exhibit A.
Smaller than Dom.
But then it's like, then, you know, I'm bringing something that, like, I am passionate about into it. If I was just like me, just like going up there and boxing and, you know, being, I don't know. But if it was like we made a fucking movie out of it, like a Bros verse, like
It'd be hilarious.
It'd be fucking hilarious. And
Yeah.
it's like, cause that's something that, you know, it's creating, it's a story. There's comedy behind it. It's not like, I would never.
Oh
be
man,
like,
I just
yeah.
picture like I go in and we're actually boxing. I swing and you're like, but you're not supposed to hit me that hard. And you're just like, what the fuck?
Like I think it's wrestling.
Yeah, you're like I didn't think we were gonna actually hit each other. You're just like, fuck. And then you'd have to like finesse me and then like hit me.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm not looking or some
It'd-
shit.
it'd
Be like,
be
no,
like-
that's legal. That's
It'd be
legal.
like fucking Looney Tunes. It'd be like Bugs Bunny versus like, oh
God.
my god, it'd be ridiculous.
Fuck, that'd be a great Bros verse. How do we make? We just need some boxing shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, we should do a backyard wrestling one. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Someone's gonna get hurt during that. I know. I've already fell off a fucking horse when we were filming some other fucking thing.
Dude, I almost get hurt every time I shoot it.
I'm so glad I don't get hurt that often.
Yeah,
If we did backyard wrestling, I know I'm getting hurt
someone's getting hurt.
for sure.
I definitely do shit that I normally wouldn't do when I'm in character.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Oh,
I gotta piss
yeah, me too.
really bad.
We're good, right? That was like an hour.
That was lit.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
How long?
40 minutes.
That's a good
40
podcast.
fucking minutes.
That's it. We went-
Subscribe.
And
And we'll fight at how many subscribers do we have right now?
468,000.
On each other channel or the Bros verse?
Bros verse.
Roseverse.
Yeah, around there.
I think it's 470.
I think it's
Check right
471.
now.
476.
Who said what?
476.
I said 468 at first, so I'll stick with that.
476.
And what'd you say?
468.
Brad was close. It's 473.
Damn.
That's probably inaccurate here, but
When we get to 600,000,
Yeah, just the extra 100.
yeah, me and Dom will spar.
Yeah.
No, a million.
Million.
A million.
A million.
A million's not. That's like a good number to have. Like,
Yeah.
and 10 million.
And 10 million is
then we'll fucking kill each other for that.
I'll kill him for free.
Yeah, revenge kill.
I'll pay 10 million.
But yeah, subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe on iTunes, and this is you upload this to iTunes, right?
Yeah,
got this. Okay,
we
we're on iTunes. We're on YouTube. Drop a review on iTunes. Drop a like. Drop a comment. Maybe if you were a YouTuber, who would you box? Who should he box? If he box somebody, who do you guys think I should box? There's only one person I really want to fucking fuck up.
The only person people suggest I box would be you.
Yeah, I know. I get that too. They're like, fight Dom.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
But for $10 million, no, I'm done with that fucking joke. I gotta go piss. I'm out of here.
Bye.